Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So I'm back with another war video. This is war number 4 of season 8. We're facing OMNI again for the second time in season. And yeah, hopefully this isn't gonna become a trend where we keep playing same alliances over and over again. I definitely have seen it happen to several other alliances. So perhaps it's just initially, but well, let's just see how the rest of the season goes. So anyways, first fights, we're fighting Legacy's Juggernaut, and here's going to be our first silly mistake of the fight. I simply forgot that this node has a power start 1. So we ate the Jug's special 1 in the face straight out of the gate. Overall, it's not too big of a mistake anyhow, because yeah, the fight's well under control and there's nothing too big about the node. Only issue is that we're going to have to use some health potions on Quake, which is obviously unfortunate. But yeah, the fight goes on like real quick because we have our Quake is rank 5 and Suicide's on and some boosts on as well, so you just low and Quake goes to work then. So I did the first node and then I had to kind of pretty much wait till my top nodes get unlinked before I went in with this full force and fully boosted. So this is quite a bit later in the war. We're putting on the big boosts and getting ready to clear our entire path. And yeah, we're obviously putting on the biggest boosts that are available because we do not want to die. Here was another silly mistake for me because I was kind of a bit in a rush and I forgot to heal up the Quake before we boosted. But well, it is what it is. So anyways, we see a Cosmic on node 16. Node 16 is Heal Block, Kinetic Reactor, and Power Reserve node. So typically if you see a Cosmic, it's going to be like Medusa or Hyperion or something. So we see Medusa over here, but if Medusa can be stunned, she's like particularly dangerous. Obviously you still need to keep an eye on her living strands and fury count. But aside from that, you can always just kind of like parry stun her and wait it out if need be. And that's pretty much what we're gonna do. We're not trying to kind of like heavy counter her just because we can wait out the living strands, get to our level 2. We're pretty much in our level 3 now and she's already well below half her health. It's a very quick and easy fight. We should have waited to throw at level 3 a bit later to get some extra damage, but it is what it is. Kind of was a bit too trigger happy. Anyways, just another combo and level 2 and the fight's over. 26 hits and like half a minute, so nothing too big over there. And next is where things start to get interesting. So I see Mutant over there. I'm just from initial scouting, I was kind of expected that to be like either Sabretooth or Mr. Sinister or something of the sorts, because typically you don't see Corvus charges on Path 5 at all. So whoever they put there is definitely something that's hard to be killed with Corvus. And yep, we saw our persistent charge and I decided to go in with Quake. So we heal her up, but here we can see where things start to get dicey. We're putting on our full magic setup, which I have posted in my videos before. So we're putting on max recoil, which is irrelevant for this fight. It's just that I don't want to respec afterwards. And we're putting on max double edge. So the plan here was essentially put on the setup we want for the next fight and then also use an indestructible 3 boost because we had 1 expiring. And as soon as I put on the indestructible 3 boost, my boss came in the office, so I kind of like had to stop recording and I had like a super brief conversation with him, which was basically me telling him what he wants to hear and kind of excusing myself. And yeah, so we're gonna pause the recording here and restart it like a bit later, and we still had a tiny bit, some time left on the boost. But anyways, we just kind of like rush in, and at this point I get like a bit nervous as well because I pretty much got busted by my boss. But we had the boost running, which in hindsight was a huge mistake. I should have just let it expire and kind of recompose myself, but we went ahead with the fight anyways. And it's Sabretooth. And the fight goes fine. We're just kind of like doing full dex method here because it's on masochism node, so we do not want to be triggering it more often than necessary. And also if we parry, it often kind of like can trip you up because he's not gonna get stunned, and kind of like by reflex you often start to play as if they get stunned. So here we did our first mistake. We shouldn't have thrown that heavy. It's not a big mistake, but still kind of like it was unnecessary essentially. And here is our first mistake. At this point, like, my boss wanted a follow-up conversation and he called me on my office phone. So I had to like quickly pick it up and squeeze it in my ear and shoulder and talk to my boss at the same time as I'm trying to Quake this, and you can see it goes sideways quite quick. But he's nearly down and I'm like, yeah, we can do this. And at the same time I'm still talking on the phone. And this is like the big thing about Quake. If you're not fully focused on playing her well, you're gonna get hit in the face a lot. So here we hit a level 1, we get 2 bleeds on, we're panicking, we're like under 10% health here. And like at this point I'm like, oh shit. And we finished the fight up on 1%, and oh, I was so relieved. Like, I was frustrated because it's definitely gonna cost us some extra health potions. And it was just like super inconvenient timing because it was like just before the end of the working day, and I got distracted essentially just before the fight and just during the fight as well. But it is what it is. We managed to squeeze through, and I'm super happy for that we didn't die. Otherwise, I would be like super mad. But anyway, so we got through it. So in the next fight, I'm going in straight up as well. And it's just another Killmonger fight. It's Legacy's Killmonger again. So over here, it's nothing too special. We have done this fight dozens of times. I'm not too kind of like stressed over this fight. I know that we died against him in a Poco War, but that was just me playing super poorly. And here, we don't have the best start as well because I'm a bit flustered from the previous fight, but it's alright. We're gonna get there. So it's just, we have our power lock on and we have our specials loaded. We just need to get him down to the corner of the map and just make him stay there. Yeah, these Killmonger fights with magic tend to get quite long, but aside from that, like, so long as you keep it steady and under control, you're normally fine. And here we did get a crit in. That was nice. It definitely helped with the damage output. And yeah, aside from that, I don't even know what to tell you guys. Like, you have seen this fight before on my channel already a couple of times, and you're probably gonna keep seeing it multiple times. It's always nice when I get to fight a new opponent on 29. Like, there have been Korgs and Mephistos and some other guys. Now Havoc seems to be fairly popular, so I'm sure it's only a matter of time till we see Havoc there. But Killmonger is definitely kind of like everybody's go-to 29 guy. And it's fair enough. I mean, like, it isn't like an easy fight, and even when you have like the magic to counter him, it still often is a really long fight, and the longer the fight is, the more room you have to mess up. But yeah, we do this fight plenty, not to be kind of too worried. Here I'm kind of checking the damage. Damage is like, it's doing quite fine. We're not really short on time. I mean, obviously it could be better, but we still have like a minute left, and we're chipping just down at him steady and easy. Now, like, I decided to kind of like try and speed up a bit, did a couple of intercepts, so we did get a nice crit in, and that was pretty much it. That showed us that we have enough time to just kind of play safe and steady. So 149 hits, it's what it takes to get down this Killmonger. And that's pretty much what you can normally count on. Like, with magic, when you're playing Killmonger, the fight is going to be well above 100 hits normally. And here we get a connection issue, which is like, surprise, surprise, yet again. But it pops up so much that I don't think anybody is worried that they're actually going to disconnect at this point, because like, nobody's taking that thing serious. It's annoying more so than anything. And yeah, here we get to do also node 34, which is Vigor and Burden of Might, I think. No, wait, Brute Force or Burden of Might. And we're going to be using Quake for this fight, because we do not rely on our power bar here at all, and it's gonna be a decently easy fight. So we're facing rank 5 thing over here. I decided to go for a full dex method, kind of like trying to redeem myself in my head. I didn't have to do it, and probably it would have been smarter if I just kind of like parried him. But I was like, no, like I have to fully evade everything this guy throws at me, just because how much I sucked in that saber-tooth fight. And yeah, it goes fairly smooth. 2 concussion cycles, and he's already, like, this is the 3rd cycle, and he's below 50%. So rank 5 Quake on suicides and full boosts does have like an incredible damage. You can see ticking him down for about 10k health per tick, so each time concussion expires, essentially you get like 30 something k damage in. It's quite awesome. And here for the next fight, and I was doing this fight just as I was ready to leave the work, and then I got straight in the taxi after my fight against the Thing, and I was actually kind of like shopping for the weekend in a supermarket, and then I got a message that basically somebody has taken down this Darkhawk, and I was like, if I don't do it now, like, cause I still had a couple minutes left on my boosts, I was like, I'm probably not gonna be able to log in for war till the war finishes. So I was like, okay, let's just go in with Quake. And at this point I kind of had shopping basket in my hand and people walking around me, but I wasn't too stressed. I thought, like, it's just a Darkhawk, we have done Darkhawk plenty of times, and Kinetic Reactor Mini. The fact that it is Kinetic Reactor, though, it means that we do have to fully dex everything, because if we start parrying, eventually he's gonna get to his level 1, and then we're gonna have to deal with him. So here we messed up, like, we actually let go of our heavy attack prematurely, and we ate a full combo from Darkhawk, which is kind of unfortunate, but the fight's still fairly under control. We still have enough health, and Darkhawk is below 50% as well, and I believe it's only gonna be like 1 or 2 more cycles and he's gonna go down. Yeah, they're like using Quake against the one in war. But yeah, Darkhawk goes down, no big fuss there, and quickly finished it off and went on to do my things for the Friday. And so with that, our season score is 404. The season, we have died twice, both times in a Poco war. Hopefully that number is gonna stay there. Aside from that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you guys back on the channel again, and take care, guys.